All right, we're live. So in this video, I'm going to talk about using the keyboard to kind of control the movement of objects in pygame. Um, Actually, it's pretty simple, as I'll show you. You can extend a lot of this, so I'm not going to cover things like using your mouse. Pygame, I even think, has joystick controls, but you can also use the mouse and things like that. But I'm just going to do simple keyboard commands and kind of make it relatively simple. So, oops, it's not video 4, this is video 3. So I have the kind of core template, import it, pygame, initialize it, set our surface, set a caption. I'll leave the clock here, and actually let me make this 60 frames per second. I have my events here, right? If I click basically this enables me to close the window, and then I'm going to fill it blank. So let's start off with, let's do a circle, kind of similar to what we did before. So let's do xy is equal to 250, 250. And this is kind of the middle of the screen. So let's do pygame, draw, let's do circle. We're going to do surface. And let's do a blue one and blue circle. And maybe let's do 50 in the radius. So let's just take a look at this. We run it. Whoop, that's the wrong one. That's last video. So I come back here and come back to pygame 3. Wait, did I not save this right? So save as. Well, let me make sure I got this. So save as. Saved in the wrong directory. Let me put it into the current directory. So week 13. All right, sorry about that. So I run it. And now I have my big kind of circle here. So my goal here is I want to actually control this circle using the arrow keys on my keyboard. So this is actually pretty easy. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it outside the event loop. You can actually do this inside this event loop, but there's one limitation to that if you hold keys down. So if I do keys pressed, and I'm going to type this as pygame.key, I'm going to do get pressed. All right, and so this is going to just determine that, if a key is pressed during the loop, it's going to store it in what keys were pressed, and it can be multiple ones, as you'll see. So I could say if key pressed, and then we can do pygame, and then we can define like what the key we're going to do. So let's do the left key, right? And so this is the left arrow key. And if I hit the left arrow key, basically I just want to de-increment the X position by 1. And then I'm just going to copy this. I could do elif. You could probably do this a lot cleaner. This code's more for educational purposes. I'm not going to claim it's the cleanest code. But as I mentioned, it's often best to get something to work, and then you can always refactor your code and make it elegant after the fact. So I'm going to do, let me get out all the indexing right, or the indenting right. So now I can do, if I do key, so the big K stands for key, and then I can do right, in which case I want to increment X, and then I'm going to do Y for, if I go up, what I actually want to do is de-increment Y, and then if I go down, I want to increment Y, right? And again, because this is the origin, right? So if I increase X, I'm going to go to the right. And if I increase Y, I'm actually going to move down. So once I have this going, I'm going to save all of this. And then let me see if this works. And nope. I spelled right incorrectly. Let's see if I have any other edits. Oh, okay. Works. So now I have the ball, and if I hold down the right key, the little circle moves to the right. I hold down the left key, it moves to the left. I go up, it goes up, and then it goes down. But what's cool, if I do kind of the up and right, I can go diagonal, and I do the down and left, I can go diagonal, and I can kind of, let's see if I can get it to go up, and there's diagonal. So we can actually get a little bit better. So I might not want to do my arrow keys, so I might want to do key pressed. And often in video games, the left command is A, and the right movement OR, and that's going to be a D. And then I don't need that second OR there. And then my down key is, that's an S. And the last one is going to be, what is it? Let me see, ASD. Let's do W. I think that's correct. All right. Yeah. And so that's going to be, actually, no, that's my up. I'm sorry. And that's my down. So now I can use two kind of keys to kind of run it. And so let me save this. And I run it. And now if I use A, it moves to the left. I use W, it moves up. S, it moves down. D to the right. But I can also use the down key, the left key, the up key, and the right key. So that's kind of another way to move it. So obviously you could do all kinds of things, like, you know, you could use your keys maybe to do rotations, and then, you know, your arrow keys to do rotations, and the ASWD to move it, kind of like if you think about first-person shooter games. So there's a lot you could potentially do with this. Often one other one I do is I like actually adding this. I find this more convenient, that if I want to add Q, right, for quit, right, rather than clicking it, I can just put simply done is equal to true. And so now when I add, so now if I want to quit, I don't have to just hit here. I can also hit Q, but I got to rerun this. So I save it and I run it, and I have my little sphere there. You know, I can move it around, so on. And then one way to close it is with the X bar. The other one is just hitting the Q bar. And so you're done. Now, if you just kind of Google pygame, like keyboard, it'll give you all kind of the conversions for it. So some of them are obvious. So key stands for key, and underscore A is like little a. You know, obviously big A would be, or uppercase A would be uppercase A. But there's a lot of other ones that you can use for doing kind of controlling your game or any kind of animation. So pretty nice framework for making animations, and pretty simple, and allows us to think about kind of higher order questions when making these kind of animations. So with that, I'll stop. And, you know, I have similar code posted on Compass, so I encourage you to look at that. And I'll do one more video this week where we'll do kind of a simple Pong example. That'll also be covered in class on Zoom. So with that, I'll stop. As always, if you have questions, please post them in the discussion section or post them on Piazza. And with that, I will say thank you. All right, bye-bye.